Hello and welcome to Rose-Colored Glasses. My name's Nanette, and on this channel we explore goddess archetypal energies. And today I'm doing a pick-a-card with the Celtic Goddess Oracle by Judith Shaw. And the idea of the pick-a-card is to pick the card that resonates with you, because there will certainly be a message from that goddess to you. You're quite welcome to stick around for all three cards. Sometimes the messages interweave and create a wonderful story and wonderful energies for you to use. And we're using these energies as the creative manifesting power to create the life we desire. The goddesses are here to help us with whatever we need. So we can call on them, ask for their assistance. I like to call on them and ask them to imbue me with characteristics that I want to bring forth in the world and that I want to resonate with, so that I can bring more of that into my life to create a more magical story for my life. They're super easy to work with. You just ask for their assistance, show them some appreciation, and they'll be there to help you and guide you and imbue you with energies to help change up your lives in positive ways. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I thank you for taking a look. I hope this information resonates with you, and if it does, any likes, shares, and subscribes I can get would be greatly appreciated. Plus, if you like the videos and comment on them, it helps me know if this information is resonating with you and if you're able to work with it and use it in the positive way that it's meant to be. So let's take a look now. If you have chose card number 1, you received Neve. So I'm really drawn today to an energy that has really been coming up lately for me, and it's the energy of romance. And I think we misconstrue the energy of romance a little bit, because we always think about Valentine's Day and the idea of, flowers and a box of chocolates or a really nice dinner as romantic gestures, and certainly they are, but we can romance or be in the energy of romance with everything in our lives, including ourselves. So one of the interesting things about Neve is that she's the goddess of the golden hair and beauty. And she lived in an other world, and in that other world, love, beauty, happiness reigned. And one of the specifics of that other world that I think's really important for today, and the energy that I'm feeling around romance, is music. And so I would call on you to explore romance in all kinds of ways, but most specifically for yourself, and romance in relationship to your relationship with yourself. I think there's so many times that we forget about ourselves in this life, and that's what we're here living for, is ourselves. And when we forget about ourselves, we're just diminishing the potential that our life has. And when we start paying attention to ourselves and romancing ourselves, then we build ourselves up in that energy, and we have to then attract that for ourselves. And so then we can attract more romance into our lives if we're romancing ourselves. And so with her and music, Neve and music, find a song that either defines you in the way that you would like to see yourself be, or defines your life in the way you'd like to see your life be. Just a really uplifting, positive message in the song that every time you listen to it, you kind of feel that air of excitement, of mystery, of romance, of captivation, of love. Really take the time to find that. And maybe it's just bits of the song that really sing to you, but just finding those, and even if it's bits of the song, and then singing those to yourself as you go throughout the day, especially when your mind gets in a a worrisome state or anxiety, or your thoughts start to turn to something that you don't want to think about, if you start repeating those song lyrics, you can then change up the energy in your life. Or if it's the whole song, listening to that song frequently and really getting in the energy of that song and the idea of romancing yourself. So that's Neve. I hope that resonates with you. I hope that you can find songs or pieces of song lyrics that really speak to you, and that you can start using them in a positive way to romance yourself and create some serious magic in your life. Because as you start to change your own energies, the energies that are presented to you in your life will start to change as well. So thank you for being here. Call on Neve, and if a song pops in your head right away and you'd like to comment on that in the comments below, that would be great. Thank you, and have a great day. So if you chose card number 2, you've got the goddess Brigitte. So she's a really ancient goddess. She's been around for a long time. I think way before a lot of the other goddesses that are in this deck. And she's a goddess of healing, poetry, and smithcraft. And right now, for me, the energies that are really floating around are the energies of romance. And we misconstrue the idea of romance in regards to our romantic relationship with our partner, when romance can be a part of our everyday lives, and we should start romancing ourselves even more. And so I really like the idea that she's the goddess of poetry. And when she was using poetry, she was using it in regards to divination, so magic. And don't we want more magic in our lives? Don't we want to create that magical twist to our lives that brings about all the possibilities that are out there, that can really change up the energy in our lives to be more creative and more inspirational? So for Bridget, I would use, my suggestion would be to find some poetry or create your own poetry in regards to yourself. We're going to romance ourselves. So we have a lot of self-talk that can be really negative about ourselves. In fact, we're usually our own worst critics. We say things to ourselves that we wouldn't say to other people. So now we're wanting to do the opposite of that. We're wanting to say beautiful things to ourselves. And so creating a poem in regards to all the characteristics or the things that you desire in life, to be able to embrace that energy and really create some romance around it, or finding a poem or some lines in a novel that really speak to you and how you want to live your life and how you want to be, and recite those to yourself. And do it frequently. Do it on a daily basis, because as you create that momentum in that positive way, things will start to shift in your life. If music is more relatable to you, then find some lyrics in a song, because songs are basically poetry put to music. Find some lines in a song that really speak to you and the way you'd like to live your life and the way you'd like to be, and sing those to yourself. But it's all about really paying attention to yourself. Romance is, the definition of it is, exciting and mysterious. So let's put some more excitement in our life. And when we can romanticize over a poem about a wonderful being, and in this case it's going to be you as the wonderful being, energies really shift in magical ways. And Brigitte is all about magic, and we should be all about magic, because it's possible to create that wonderful magic in our lives. So that's Brigitte. So my suggestion would be find some poetry that either speaks to you, or create your own poetry that speaks to you in regards to you. Make it specifically about you, your characteristics that you want to embody, or the life that you want to embody. Because that's where, with that imagination and that energy shift, is where you're going to create the magical changes in your life. You can call on Brigitte to give you some inspiration and put you in a creative mindset, or to help direct you to poems that fit what you're looking for. And then if all else fails, of course, music. If there are some songs or song lyrics that pop in your head that resonate with you in that way, or if over the next week you hear songs that have that resonating quality, use those lyrics. So that's Brigitte. I hope this resonates with you. If you do, if it does, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you have a marvelous day, and I hope you use these energies, because they will create some magic for you. And thank you. So if you chose card number 3, you have received Creyu. So she's a wonderful depiction of the energies that I've been feeling recently. I've been feeling a lot of energies towards the quality of romance. I just think we misunderstand the energy of romance, and we need to use it in a more broader term, not just in the aspect of our most intimate relationship, but also our relationship with ourselves and others. For me, even food, like you can have a romance with your food. You can have a romance with nature. You can have a romance with your pets, your children, so on and so forth. But for this, we're really looking at the romance of ourselves. So Creyu is the goddess of love and spirit contact. And spirit contact, where she's meaning our internal spirit, our inner being, our soul, whatever you'd like to call that. And it's having that connection there. And so there's a romance there as well. Well, there should be a romance there. We have our ego self, and then we have our inner being, our soul. And we should have a romance between the two, because then that's when you create some real magic for yourselves. She was also, in her story, she lived in an other world, and for a man to win her heart, they had to write a poem about her home. Well, because they lived in the real world and she lived in an other world, they could not see her home before they wrote the poem. And so again, one of the other goddesses came through with poetry, and I believe Creyu's coming through with poetry as well. Creating a poem related to ourselves and whatever we desire, maybe the home we desire, the job we desire, the entire life package we desire, or how we desire ourselves to be presented in the world. If you desire yourself to be more nurturing or nourishing or loving or sensual, whatever it is, think of those characteristics that you want to be, that you want to present more of in your life, that you want to draw in those same energies, and write a poem related to that, or find a poem that kind of relates to that, and then read that to yourself daily. Romance yourself. Create a romantic relationship with your inner being. Your inner being stands at its highest height. So when we start romancing ourselves in that way, then we can connect with our inner being, and we can just create magical change in our lives. If for some reason you're not connecting with poetry, you can always go with music. Music is poetry to song, and find some lyrics there to use. And I like to just use some of the snippets of the lyrics because they really help me change my train of thought if my thoughts start to wander down a path that I don't want them to go down. I can start just singing song lyrics that resonate with the changes that I want to make in my life. And you can do that same thing with poetry. If you find lines of poetry that really speak to you, you can use those lines of poetry to shift your thoughts. So if you start down the road of some worrisome thoughts or some negative thoughts, fearful thoughts, you can just start reciting those lines of poetry or those lines of song, and it will really change things up for you. So give it a try. I mean, your own experience is your best teacher. So, I mean, it's free and it can't hurt. So the only benefit is all the benefits, because if it really works for you, the changes will be significant. Because as we resonate with negativity, then we draw more negativity into our lives. And as we resonate with emotions of things like romance and love and excitement and mystery, then we only draw more of those into our lives. And so as you change up your thought patterns using these lines of poems or these lines of songs, you can really change things up for yourself in a magical way. So call on Crayu to get some ideas for your poem. Just really sit with it and think about things that you desire in your life or characteristics that you desire to be and draw more of into your life. And then create your own poem, find a poem, or just even snippets, just what would be a line of a poem that resonates with you. And then keep those near and dear to your heart and use them every day, and in not only in the morning just to get yourself energized, but then use them throughout the day to help manage your thought patterns in a more positive way. So that's Crayu, and the idea of romance and the energy of romance. And you can see she's all in pink, and pink is a really romantic color. So if that helps you, visualizing some pink, wearing some pink, having some pictures in pink, use that as well. So I thank you for being here. I hope this resonated with you. I hope you use those energies, because I think they can create some magical change in your life. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.